what to say about this, but we got 3 winners right here, folks. Let's go. Yeah. Winning Wednesday. Let's friggin' go. God, I almost said that other word. It was close.
Temptation was there.
Last minute betting here. Hey, Mike, we got to show some positive EV today. These people want to see it. We got more. We've been getting more people to subscribe. And one of the reasons they subscribe is for this show right here. Last minute betting up to $1,000 in second chance bets with PointsBet. Guess what you're losing in Louisiana? In December 16th, you're losing PointsBet. It's gone.
This keeps getting worse and worse here.
I know. I don't know why.
Fire everybody in charge in Louisiana,
Okay.
and
I think it's the only solution.
you have to fire everybody and say, "What are you doing?"
Listen to Tony. Hey, Western Carolina, take a seat right next to San Francisco, pal.
Hey,
it happens, brother. God,
I mean, let's be honest. We each had 2 picks.
Yep.
Surprise! Both of mine ended up hitting, and surprise both of your. It could have been any of us that 1 pick, or it could have been 2 picks. So, it was a fun parlay. We liked everything we had. We could sit here and look back and say, "Man, we shouldn't have put that one in." But I mean,
I wasn't surprised my picks.
And I got to be honest with you, Bob. I was worried Kansas State was going to, and they won that game outright, which I was surprised a little bit. But I was a little worried for sure.
And there's Jabari. What's up, my friend?
What's up, Jabari?
We got 4 of us here tonight, bro.
Okay.
How you doing?
Doing just fine, boys.
We have been on such a roll, Jabari. Such a roll. I've got to tell Jabari and Tristan about the Cleveland State win that we covered. I had Cleveland State minus 10.5. That last pick in the parlay is 2-leg parlay. And with 2 minutes left, they were up by 2. They won the game by 11. I covered by the hook and won $400.
Yeah. I looked at that. I mean, it was 60-58. And I'm thinking, well, Bob, you're done. I thought you only had I thought you had minus 7.5 or something. But even with that, minus 7.5, 2 minutes left. It's a 2-point game. I'm like, well, Bob, you're done. And I go and I look, and it was 60-58, 2 minutes to play, and the final score 69-58. And I'm like, wow, rarely does. I mean, wow.
They scored the last 9 points, dude.
Yeah,
for me to win by the hook.
By the hook, yeah, and
it's a legendary cover right there.
Yeah, I mean, God, talk about.
Yeah, what a
I mean, just how you drew it up, though. That's how you drew that game up. It was going to come down to the final 2 minutes, and that's when Cleveland State, plays their best basketball, right?
I got burned by MTST last night. I had them at plus 19.5, and they lost 81-65. They got smoked.
So, with that being said, Mike and I and Tristan have been hitting parlays like crazy, Jabari.
That's good.
And last night we had
Which might mean this, Bob. It might mean fade us soon because you only stay so hot. You're right. So,
dude,
there's that too.
I'm gonna start fading myself.
No, Bob, you are on fire. You have been on absolute fire for sure. But man, Bob, you've done this a long time. You're a dinosaur, man. You know how this stuff works. Listen, I got to open this discussion up. I gotta set Jabari up for this because Jabari is a football guy, and I want to know your opinion on this, Jabari. How is Tyreek Hill not even getting any love for MVP?
Oh,
because he's not a quarterback.
Who cares, man? He's without him, Tua is not what he is, man.
I agree.
Make the case vice versa.
If this guy hits 2,000 yards
He was
receiving.
Hold on, Tristan. You just opened up a can of worms. Tyreek was that before?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right. So Tua isn't making Tyreek. Tyreek's making Tua. He's getting so wide open, it's ridiculous. Jabari, how's he do that?
I mean, because he's just the fastest guy on earth. But quick question: who was the last non-QB to win an MVP? If you remember.
Oh shoot, man, that was.
Boy, I'm wondering how far we got to go back. Man, that's a good question.
He should be a first ballot Hall of Famer. However, something happened in his career that made it a little controversial. But he was him when he was there. He was him, one of the best rushers known to man.
And this had to have been recently, right?
Within the last 12 years, correct. So semi-recent.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna throw out the answer. It was Adrian Peterson.
Oh,
2012.
Yes.
Every other MVP winner has been a quarterback.
A quarterback.
That is why Tyreek is not getting.
And before
I saw
him,
a lot of people liking Purdy today, or liking Purdy for MVP.
Yeah.
But
well, and I could see that. You know, I mean, your boy Brock Purdy, Jabari, he is. I think Tony said it yesterday on my radio show. He said we need to quit saying Mr. Irrelevant. You know, it don't matter anymore. He is a quarterback, an NFL quarterback, and he's one of the best in the league.
He is.
you can't deny it.
No, I don't deny that at all. But I just think that Tyreek Hill. I mean, I get where we're going, but my goodness, man, like
that guy is a
how are you not? I mean, MVP. What is MVP? Most valuable player, right? Depends how you look at it. If the 49ers didn't have Brock Purdy, would they still be a good team? Well, I mean, it depends who they had.
Yes, they would.
They would.
They would.
Would Miami be a good team? Miami would be an average team, probably. We saw when Waddle was coming on, they were kind of in the playoff mix on the outside. But when Tyreek Hill has changed everything for that team. I mean, you're a Super Bowl contender with him. I mean,
and having Waddle in the mix with him as well is definitely going to help Tua out, have more guys he wants to go to in deep coverage.
Yeah, I mean, Tyreek is still, even with a guy like Waddle, he's still, you're still double teaming him, and it's like you can't even do that on the guy. I mean, I get he's fast, but he's a heck of a route runner, man.
Yeah.
J Dubs wants to know, can we throw in some price picks play? By the way, Justin, you were absolutely 100% right. Way to go. Yeah. Oh, really? You get
good for you, man.
I get to see Tyreek play live on December 5th.
That's next week,
man.
In Miami. Wow. That's great.
Probably going to be there.
Jabari, you got any prize picks plays out there or not?
I'm rechecking, all of mine right now. Most of what I got has already been bumped. If you want to take the bumps, that's solely up to you, but I would stay away from just a little bit. Paul George, RA, that got bumped up from 9.5. It's now at 10.5, but he always looks good against Denver. You also have Aaron Gordon's RA. I'm checking what that's at right now. It's still at 10. I still like it at 10 against the Clippers. It's still a pretty good line. I think Cam Thomas, did they put him back up? Yes, they did. He's at 21 points. This actually started at 19, but I like it at 21. But yeah, mainly everything has been bumped, and you should be a little scared of bumps because a half will really ruin you. So,
oh yeah, or in my case, a half will really make you some money, baby.
Yeah,
I'll tell you a money-making team in the NBA. How about them Orlando Magic? Orlando Magic, book them, man. Just cashing tickets, man.
Pacers are on one right now too.
Pacers too. They've been well too. But I'll tell you, man, if you've been on Orlando, I've been on Orlando a lot this year. Even early in the year, they have been dynamite when you're taking them against the spread. I mean, they're just outstanding. And a lot of times, they're winning the game outright, even if they're an underdog, you know? So it's like, well, shoot, I'm getting to where I'm thinking, why even take them again? Like tonight, I like them against the spread tonight, but money line's almost tempting for me tonight, man. It really truthfully is. It's Cleveland. I don't see any reason Orlando is not going to beat Cleveland tonight, you know?
Yeah, Orlando can ball. If the Pistons are ever going to win a game, it has to be tonight.
Orlando is what I thought the Pistons were going to maybe be. You know what I mean? Like all of a sudden, Orlando is just
horrible.
And Detroit looks awful. I didn't see that coming. I thought Detroit would be better.
Pistons are at the bottom of the totem pole right now.
I got to get each one of your opinions. I'm going to go to Jabari first. We have to continue the college football playoff discussion. I want to know, Jabari first, your opinion. Nobody interrupt him. What do you think about the results of Florida State not being in?
That was really the biggest thing for me personally. Alabama should have not been in the Final Four, in my personal opinion. Florida State's still a good team without Travis. So, I mean, that's all I got to say. I think that's going to be pretty consensus thing is what I've been seeing everywhere.
Okay. Tristan, you get to go next.
I don't like it at all personally. And I just think even with Travis out, like Barry said, they're still a good team. Keon Coleman, Johnny Wilson, Trey Benson, we still have good moving parts that could easily carry the team to a championship. But putting Alabama in there at, what is the record, 12-1? To FSU 13-0, that doesn't sit right well with me.
Well, the one that I don't think should be in there, guys, is Texas.
Yeah.
Just because Mike pointed this out yesterday. They beat Alabama in week 2. Now, that win is going to carry that much weight this late into the season.
Yeah, exactly. That's my problem with it. You can't have a, you know, if we're really talking meaningful, winning against Georgia definitely is a big deal. I mean, you can't just say, yeah, but you lost to Texas. Well, week 2, man. If Alabama and Texas meet up, I think Alabama can win for sure. My problem is Florida State. You're basically saying the season was pointless for them. I mean, you should have just told them, look, guys, at the beginning of the year, you know, just make sure there's no big injury with your quarterback, you know, or you're not going to make it.
That's haunted us.
How do you wait? How do you wait until then to decide, like, you know, well, sorry, guys, your quarterback's out. You can't make it. You're undefeated, but, you know, without your quarterback, your defense doesn't play good. I mean, your guys forget how to play defense. Your cornerbacks don't know how to cover receivers because your quarterback's out, right? I mean, come on. That's bogus.
I mean, we've gotten burned by that.
And even more reason if you're Florida State to want to win, you know, because you're wanting to prove, hey, we can do this as a team, you know, and Travis is right there with them. Hey, I've done what I can for you guys. I'm still here to back you. Let's win this together.
You saw his Twitter message? That's all. Like he's a man for the team. Like he's trying to improve his team.
Absolutely. And the reason I have to bring this up with Tristan here is Tristan is an FSU fan.
Yeah,
big time. All right. Billy D says Jokic over 51.5 PRA. Yes. By the way, his last game, the PRA was at 53.5. I'm telling you right now, folks, here's what you're going to do. Mike, I'm taking over here for a second. And by the way, Justin wants an opinion on his college basketball parlay. Put it in the chat and we'll check it out. All right. So let's go down here and let's go to the NBA. Because you need to do this. If you are an OddsJam user, even if you're not an OddsJam user, you should get there right now, oddsjam.com, and get your 7-day free trial. But let me click on this Denver-LA game, Clippers game. You can go to this drop down right here where it says main markets, and it's going to give you every single betting market that there is. Here's PRA right here. You should be checking this every single time, and I'm in Quebec right now. I just got off a call with a guy in Quebec. Let me put myself back where I belong in Illinois. Now, look, that number has now gone up to 52.5. It was 51.5 earlier. You could still get it for 51.5, but now it's at 52.5. Jabari, it's going to float between 51 and 53, maybe 54 all year long. What do you think?
Well, like I said again, no Jamal Murray. We said that a couple weeks ago, right?
Right.
Is always going to affect his number. It will be a tough matchup for him. Well, I guess it wouldn't be that tough, but it's going to be interesting to see him against the Clippers because honestly, I don't know. The Clippers are trying to rebrand and figure out what their team identity is, and then you got the Nuggets who are defending champs, but you're missing Jamal Murray, so you never know what you're gonna get with them. I mean, we know we're gonna get a game, but honestly, don't know because Jokic can only get so many assists when your best players aren't there consistently.
Yeah,
That's true.
I'm
That is
personally on Jokic over 12.5 boards tonight.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, it's going
positive.
to come down to rebounds and points for Jokic on hitting your over on a PRA. I do think he can get a fair share amount of assists. I think he'll do fine. I mean, as you said, you're taking him over on the rebounds there, no doubt. I mean, the Clippers, but I don't feel like Jabari. You tell me. I mean, the Clippers aren't a terrible rebounding team. Like they're not that bad. Like if I'm so. It's going to come down to points and rebounds, and rebounds may be tougher than we think.
Can we get to Justin's parlay?
Yes,
and it's a college basketball total parlay. So I'm going to tell you, you want an opinion on this? Whew, you got too many totals in there, in my opinion. Yale and Fairfield under 143.5. Houston and Rice over 140.5. I like that one, Jabari, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Stony Brook and Stonehill over 142.5.
I have that played too. I like that.
I could see that. The Yale and Fairfield one, I'm not sure. He's also got George over 5.5 rebounds. Interesting.
I personally like Brown plus 5.5 tonight.
Okay.
I'm in love with the 140.5 over Rice. Rice just not the best team. They obviously followed us. Or well, they're still in the AAC now. So, we're in a better conference. I just probably 80 of those points are probably going to come from Houston alone. So if I could break it down to you, as long as Houston scores about 79, 80-ish points, you'll be comfortably okay to hit 140.5.
I think that's no problem at all.
You still like the Stony Hill over 142.5?
Quite honestly, I haven't watched too many of Stony Hill's games to be pretty, knowledgeable in that case. I guess take it with a grain of salt, but it's the same thing, just with the way statistics and numbers work. As long as one team scores at least 80 to 81 points, you're going to have a fighting chance at that line. Now, if they're not on pace for that, you're going to have some trouble. So,
all right, let me get to something here. This is important for me. I absolutely loved the beatdown on the Philadelphia Eagles Sunday. I loved it. I'm tired of the Eagles. I'm not a big Jalen Hurts fan anyway.
Why?
Even when he was in college.
You weren't a love fan either.
And I know I was wrong about him. And I was wrong about Hurts.
Oh, you were. I don't remember what game it was.
I was wrong. Hey, I'm talking. I was wrong about I was wrong about Hurts too. But that doesn't mean I got to like them, okay? But I like the 49ers, okay?
Well, that's fine.
I like the 49ers.
I just like Kittle.
I just remember.
I know what you remember, and I'm going to mute you now. Stop. Let me finish. I absolutely love when Debo gets going. My God, is there anybody that can stop that like he's a machine? You cannot, Jabari. If you try to tackle him up around the shoulders, well, you're a fool trying to grab him up there.
Correct.
He's just going to shrug you off.
He's got some big legs though too.
I know, but that's part of.
Yeah. Well, I agree. Yeah.
And while the legs are going, somebody grabs him up here and he goes, "Oh no, get the hell away from me!" What was that? A fly? I mean, it's unbelievable.
Almost like DK Metcalf in a sense.
In a sense, but better.
Yeah.
Debo's a lot smaller, but he's stockier.
Yeah.
He's built like a running back. DK is just big.
Right.
He's just big.
Yeah.
Yeah. And those cornerbacks, those secondary guys do not want to have to tackle him, man. It's terrible. Imagine being, athletic and lanky, and now you got to go tackle this just bowling ball of a man, just bam. It's like, my God.
All right, here we go. Stars money line and Vegas money line tonight. Okay. Yeah, I don't think Vegas is going to lose 2 in a row to my Blues, but I'm sure hoping they do. Because I will love it if they do.
I do like Vegas. Well, yeah, I do like Vegas tonight.
If Bennington's in net, though, you never know. Could go the other way. Presbyterian, -8.5. That's from Tony. And are you ready for this, Jabari? Justin's got the 49ers going to the Super Bowl. I think you're probably good.
As far as we went, the only reason we didn't go to play the Chiefs that year is because Brock Purdy broke his arm and we didn't have a quarterback. So, I mean, it would be a totally different game. It's going to be a totally different ball game now. I think this game for the Niners on the road proved that Philly, first of all, is not only very hurt in the secondary, they're very vulnerable in the secondary, and they were shut down on offense. I don't care what nobody says. I argue that is their lowest point total in the season.
I do think I like Dallas money line, though, what Steven has. They've been dominant on the road, the Stars.
Yeah. I like Dallas.
I think I'll take Dallas, too. I like that one.
I've been backing San Jose on that puck line, and it's been working out pretty well. Plus 2.5 usually is a pretty solid spot for them.
Last time I bet that, it lost. So I'm going to stay away from it because I'm on such a roll right now that I don't.
You don't want to stop whatever you're doing.
No, I don't want to. No, absolutely.
Hey, that was the underdog play last night. Our little degenerate NHL parlay we had last night. We had the Ducks on the money line. We should have taken the Sharks on the money line, man. That's where we should have went. And evidently Ottawa came to play. So,
right, Mike, go get us some positive EV. Let people see some positive EV now. While you're doing that, before you get to it, I'm just going to say them so big time. I want them to make the playoffs. But this kid from Cincinnati, this Browning kid, did a hell of a job last night.
Yeah.
I mean, he played the Jags. So, I would like to see it against somebody else who has a real defense, but
ooh, nice. I love it. A lot because everybody's practically anointing the Jags as AFC champions.
They're going to win the AFC South, yes, because the Texans are in that division, but their strength of schedule was not that hard. They played the Steelers, the Titans, the Texans twice. They played the Chiefs. They held the Chiefs under 18 points. They played the Colts. The Bills are up and down. The Saints, we don't know where they're at. The only good teams that they have played have been the Niners. Every other team at that time was either under 500 or just at 500. So,
it's a crazy year. All right. By the way, take a look at the new beta functions and what have you. Pretty cool stuff here, folks.
Makes it much easier to place a bet.
Yeah, the one-click bet option is so cool,
especially during live betting.
I've had success with a lot of these EV, team totals and game totals. We're looking at Wofford here under 68.5 for their team total at plus 120. Pretty darn good. I don't know if by the time you get there, I'm not sure this will be plus 120. We can try, but that's pretty good value.
That's me right there from Breaking Bad, laying in a pile of money. Yep.
The comments are getting good, aren't they? Dang it.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm missing out. I'm going to refresh again.
Cam
See if
Thomas over 20.5 points, minus 105 on the ESPN bet. Billy D says, and Mike, Chargers, good vibes.
Yeah, goodbye, Chargers.
Hey, by the way, Jabari, in that game, no touchdown would have, if you could have bet it for plus 8,000.
Wow.
I saw somebody take it on Twitter. They threw $10 on it, 1-800. And I was like,
Oh my God,
You
no
know?
kidding. I didn't see that.
yeah.
Man, I wouldn't have
somebody-
saw the angle coming on that. I mean, both teams are not good, so you think,
Wow.
you know what I mean?
And that was supposed to be our primetime game.
Right.
Mind you, that was
Oh,
what
yeah.
they had
Prime
scheduled
time.
as the primetime game. It would have been the only game on, and that game was garbage. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just might not touch another Monday Night Football prop, to be honest.
Well, I don't know, man. I won $500 off of Monday Night Football, so I'm not complaining.
I don't know. It depends on the matchup for me because this last one wasn't as bad, but
Hey, I'm just going to tell you, folks, if you ain't on this YouTube channel and watching my Anytime Touchdown videos,
missing
I
out.
don't know.
You're
what to tell
missing out,
you.
man.
You're missing out.
The GOAT.
You're gonna get FOMO.
I had another 19 this last week. The 2 weeks before that were 20 and 21. You know, I mean, I'm doing all right.
Yeah, there's so many EV plays, a lot of NBA props right now that I'm
So
gonna
there's
get
that
on.
Cam Thomas play that he was talking about.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
at 21 on Prize Picks though, but it's 20.5 here.
20.5 on ESPN.
Yeah, getting minus 105 on it. That one's good too. I did take the Jokic over 12.5 rebounds.
Oh,
I
yeah.
do like Paul George. Justin, I think, has Paul George over on his rebounds. I do kind of like that because, the Clippers are a pretty good rebounding team. I think Paul George is definitely going to get his fair share of rebounds tonight, and hopefully Jokic too.
All right, let me ask you guys a question. You want to put a parlay together tonight?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
All right.
Not even a question. That should be a
Okay.
yes.
That would be a definite yes. Okay. I'm not really sure where to go here. You guys, we're gonna do one pick a piece.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Well, you know what? No, I don't want to do that. I'm not going with any player props. I got to
Yeah.
go with the main market. All right. Let me go to the NHL. And let me take a look at this Blues Vegas game. And I got to be honest with you. I think
I wish you would have stayed away from this game. You're a Blues fan.
I don't care.
Non-biased.
I think I want to go with the under 6 in this game. Yeah,
Okay.
I like that play. Under 6. I'm just going to go with a total of under 6 in this game. That's my pick. I mean, you guys tell me what you want to do.
Well, I mean, same goaltending matchup that you had in Vegas was a 2-1 game. I mean, I don't dislike it. I'll take I'll take that. I was worried you were going to go Vegas minus 1.5, and I wouldn't have that one.
No, I'm not sure Vegas is going to win tonight, but I'm not willing to put any money on the Blues. Now,
Yep.
I may bet it live. I don't know. We'll see. What do you got, Mike?
Yeah, I'm going to go to a team that I touched on earlier that's just been a pretty good money maker, and I'm going to trust in them to get the job done tonight and cover the spread. We're going Orlando and Cleveland, and we're going to back the Magic because it would be tragic if we didn't do that, Bob.
Plus
Because
4.5.
they have been so good.
So it'd be tragic if you didn't.
Yeah, it'd
back-
be tragic if you didn't back the Magic right
Okay.
now.
You
That's
got them at plus 4.5, right?
plus 4.5. Yes, sir. So we got under 6 between the Knights and the Blues, and plus 4.5 Orlando Magic. Which one of you guys is going next?
I could go. I'm gonna take the Canucks on the money line tonight, minus 135, playing the Wild.
I like that.
I just like this spot a lot for the Canucks.
Well, after last night,
Yeah.
losing that
Yeah.
game. Okay, the Canucks. Well, hold on here. Where are they at?
Let's see.
Or they don't play till tomorrow.
Yeah, that's tomorrow, dude.
My bad. Let me.
Go ahead, Jabari. You go next.
Okay. For me, we're going to the Toronto Raptors Miami Heat game.
Ooh, I like
Hey, this
that.
is going to be defense on defense. I was still looking at taking the money line, but it's at minus 180. So what we're probably going to go with is the spread so we can get better options. So let me see what this is at. If we can get it at minus 3.5, I would prefer. But if not,
I can't.
-4 is a lot. But get it at minus 3.5 if you can. I like that
I'm
better.
going to because I'm going to bet MGM on this one anyway.
They have it
Go
on
ahead.
MGM right now. Raptors,
Yep.
right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
minus 3.5. All right, beautiful. That's
What'd you
plus
get that at? What'd you get the minus 3.5 at?
Minus 115.
Better. Yeah, it's minus 115.
What's the price on? What are people pricing that -4 at?
Well, minus 110, minus 112, minus 115.
Oh yeah, take that.
So
Take
yeah,
that,
let's go with
I'll
the
bet
3.5
MGM all day.
for sure. All right. Now, try Tristan. Can you pick a game from tonight?
Yes. This one is for tonight. I double checked. I'm taking the Edmonton Oilers on the money line, minus 115 tonight.
Bob's feeling ballsy tonight, Justin says.
Well, you know what can you say?
And we got Steven Batza with his parlay of the night.
All right, let's do this. Let's check it out. Here we go, folks. Under 6 total goals between Vegas and St. Louis. Orlando plus 4.5. Toronto minus 3.5 in the NBA. And Edmonton on the money line. Let us do this. Adding this now. I like this. Let's go.
I think this is a winner here.
I hope so. I could use the money. That's what I'm saying.
You also got an odds boost token by way over on MGM.
Oh my God, here he goes. It's a Steven Batza one, dude. Memphis, Northeastern Massachusetts, Detroit Mercy, Oakland, Dartmouth, Duquesne money lines plus 56.77, $2 for 115.55.
Wow.
I love you, Steven. You're great, man. I mean, there's no telling what he is going to come up with. No,
that is no kidding.
All right, so giveaway is going to be 25 tonight, Mike. I tried to give 100 away last night, and we couldn't get it done. So I'm going to go back to 25 and see if we can do this way. If not, if we don't win this one, I'm not doing a parlay ever again. I knew
You're
I'd
not
make
going to win your money back if you have that attitude.
No kidding, man.
That is true. Raptors
I had to stop going to parlays. I was getting cooked.
Right.
Much more success on straight bets.
You can get cooked. I absolutely no two ways about it. Edmonton money line. Where are they at? There they are. Okay. And
I think we got a winner tonight.
I think we do. Okay. Weekend coming up, Jabari. Anything in regards to NFL?
Not really. Just placements for playoffs now. Everybody's in the running. Unfortunately, my rookie of the year candidate broke his tibia, so he's done for the year. Tank Dell. He was my rookie of the year. It was him and CJ's award to lose. So we're losing that.
He was killing it too, Tank Dell. He was starting to pop off.
Yeah, he's one of the best route runners in the NFL, aside from Devontae Adams, in my opinion. So You got that. You got Baltimore probably looking to take the 1 seed there in AFC. They're right behind Miami. Miami's actually 9-3. So
Right.
it's just a lot of placement going on now, and we're in the home stretch. We're even gonna have football on New Year's this year. So
Yeah,
yeah.
Great.
we got 5 we got 5 games left in this season. So there's a ton of movement that can happen between now and the end of the year. And there's going to be a lot of games with playoff implications. I just saw where Najee Harris hurt his knee. I don't know
A lot
whether
of
you
people,
saw
a
that.
lot of top running backs too are getting injured. I'm pretty sure Derrick Henry's questionable.
My God, there were so many quarterbacks that got hurt.
Oh, I know.
This past week. I just
Tons.
my God. Yeah.
Seeing your quarterback go down is probably the worst injury you could have.
You see,
Oh,
Zach
yeah.
Wilson didn't want to take the starting job back over.
Yeah,
They fired Tim Boyle, let him go. And they
right.
told Zach Wilson he'd be the starter again. He was like, I don't want to be. So
Well, you know who wanted him to be the starter after he got hurt? Aaron
who?
Rodgers. Aaron
Hmm.
Rodgers pushed for Zach Wilson to be starter. It hasn't worked out. Zach, when it comes down to it, he can't finish a game properly. He loses it down the stretch. I mean, I think the kid's got talent, but talent ain't gonna win you games a lot
It's
of
going to
times.
be a rough week for
So-
Jacksonville on Sunday. They got Kirk out, and T. Law is questionable as well. So those are 2 big blows to the Jags offense.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
probably leaning towards, who are they playing? Cleveland?
Bob, you have that parlay?
I'm getting there, Mike. I'm sorry.
Jeez.
I've been talking. You know how I like it. You know how I like to talk.
Yeah, you're pretty long-winded.
Yeah, pretty well. Well, when you get to be my age, you ain't got much wind left, so you might as well take as much as you can, baby.
Okay.
How's everyone's fantasy teams doing?
Terrible.
No fantasy for
Everybody's
me.
hurt.
Yeah.
No fantasy for me. I quit doing that.
Jay Jetta's hurt. Tank Dell hurt. CJ Stroud borderline hurt. K9 out. Kenneth Walker the third. He's done.
Hey, hold on. CJ's.
Yeah,
borderline?
he hurt something in this last game. He was out for a little bit, but then they brought him back in to finish out the game. But they're trying to see, because they might, if they're not really in the running and they're just still for a wild card, and we get down and they're like, it's not really worth it, they'll pull him. They should pull him, because it should honestly scare you that your best wide receiver, in my opinion, and your top tier quarterback get hurt. I wouldn't want to.
Yeah, I know. I'm
I just think
a little
this
concerned about that.
this week's been full of injuries, man. I can't keep up with it at this point.
Yeah, that is true. It has been. It's been a rough football season.
Yeah.
I attest some of this. I'm just going to tell you this, guys. This is once again, hold on. Let me put my hat on backwards. This is an old school guy talking here. The fact that they don't have enough training camp where they have physical contact and hit each other, and they play the preseason like, they're afraid to hit each other, is the reason that you get as many injuries. You got to be football ready, and I'm sorry, a lot of these guys aren't, especially linemen. Okay, they're not. A lot of these linemen, are offensive linemen especially, are not prepared for the onslaught of rushes and blitzes that they're going to have coming at them. It's bad enough when you got to prepare for a scheme, but I mean, I just don't see the foot. I think that you need to have more physical contact during training camp. You guys can tell me what you think. You probably all disagree with me, don't you?
I think you need to put your hat on right. And
I think you need to put your hat on right, because the old schools obviously got you a little messed up.
A little messed up here,
Yeah, if you can limit the amount of hits they take, do you know how many injuries, just this season alone, right? How many injuries, non-contact injuries, mind you,
That's true.
that happen in training camp, Joe Burrow messes up his calf. You got
That's true.
people tearing their Achilles first game and
Yeah.
or in training camp. I just
That's true too.
It's
That's
crazy.
true too.
Yeah.
and really what they need to change going forward, they need to change the fields because
Exactly.
the amount of torn ligaments this season is absurd.
Yeah.
So you need to go back to natural grass, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I hate that turf.
I'm with you.
don't.
I'm with you 100%. I hate seeing it in slow motion when a guy's running and brings up the whatever that crap is. the rubber.
the rubber pellets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Let me
hate
tell
that.
you, those things burn in the Texas summer heat when we used to play on those rubber pellet fields and they get in your shoes.
Ooh.
And run. Oh my god, they're so annoying. You have no idea.
That's me with
Yeah.
turf. I hated playing baseball on turf grounds, and
Yeah. Oh yeah.
my cleats
That
would
would
stick
not
to
be
the bottom.
fun.
And I'm like, this is not safe for anyone.
No, that's terrible. Yeah, and the ball, you see like a ground ball, and the ground ball just glides
It's like flies up in there.
because when it gets on that turf, it just
Hey,
you
I really enjoyed this show tonight, guys. This was a lot of
It's fun.
fun. We're gonna get
Yeah.
going here. We got things to do. I gotta go grill. Little Bob barbecue. Bob's barbecue tonight, boys.
I'm gonna
I
be
can
doing
do it.
essays for you, Bob.
You know what? I may take a picture of my pork chops I'm cooking, put it on Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah.
right.
It might get you a couple viewers right there.
Yeah, a lot more viewers than people, than putting your hat on backwards. I mean, that's not going to help. That's not going to be
Mike's not
actually.
gonna let him let this one down.
I mean, yeah, take it off, before you put it on backwards.
I love his rebellious attitude.
Yeah.